Day 4, the final day, Origins 2019 here in Columbus, Ohio. And I am very happy and proud to be able to be standing next to and interviewing James Hudson of Skybound Games.
What's up, y'all?
Not much. I'm actually pretty refreshed. Got a great night's sleep last night, tackling these last few interviews with you and some other people. And I just needed to come by and check out because Skybound's doing some great stuff. One of which, one of the newer releases that you guys have going on, Grimm the Masquerade, or
Yes.
the Grimm Masquerade.
That's right.
One of the hottest games at Origins this year.
Yeah, we sold out day one.
Day one.
That was pretty awesome.
Tell us about what Grimm Masquerade is all about.
So Grimm Masquerade is social deduction for people who don't like social deduction.
Nice.
So one of the things that we did on the design challenge for this was, can we do something new with the social deduction mechanic?
Mm-hmm.
And I think we got it. So what happens is you're one of the characters, and artifacts are kind of how you win and lose the masquerade ball.
Mm-hmm.
And you're looking to get 3 things that you want. You're trying to avoid 2 artifacts that you don't. So you're playing cards on your own open tableau and on other players.
Mm-hmm.
And so without saying a word, you're just playing cards back and forth. Now,
Yeah.
you can layer in as much social as you want. Like,
Sure.
Hey guys, I'm Red Riding Hood. Give me all your treats.
Little RPG. Nice.
Yeah, but it's one of those things like you get to decide how much of that you want to put in there. And there's ways to bluff without ever saying a word. So it's not like Werewolf where you're like,
Right.
Are you the werewolf? And people are like, no. Like, that's what a werewolf would say.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
So it's not like that at all. And everybody who hears the pitch, they sit down and play it, they go, yeah, that works. That's
totally
exactly
works.
what I thought. So
Awesome, very cool. Again, sold out day 1. Congratulations
Thank
on
you.
that. And in the same universe, we have your previous title, the Grimm Forest,
Yep,
correct?
that's right.
So we actually did a little bit near our beginning episodes of Rolling Doubles. We had Grimm Forest being like on our first or second episode. Wonderful production, wonderful gameplay. How has the reception been for the show for Grimm Forest?
It's been great. We only have a few copies of that left. It's been out for a year and a half now. We're
Wow.
on our second print run.
Yeah.
It still sells really well, and people are still getting it, enjoying it, and discovering it, which is why we made it, right? It has
Yeah.
a huge toy factor. Like when we're actually looking at it here on the table, right?
Right.
It just sucks people in.
Yes.
The art's beautiful. The production's beautiful. It's a really great value for a family game with that toy factor.
Yeah.
And people get a lot of mileage out of the gameplay. So
That's true, very true. The developers of the Grimm Forest are the Eisner brothers, correct?
that's right.
So there's another game coming out by the Eisner brothers that you guys had a Kickstarter for last year, and I think is very, very close. I haven't been able to hear any updates recently, so hopefully you can provide some.
Sure.
But Tidal Blades, Heroes of the Reef,
Yeah.
is going to be next in the series that has gorgeous artwork from Mr. Cuddington.
That's right.
That duo that just does phenomenal artwork. Tell us what's going on with Tidal Blades.
Sure.
What's happening with that one?
Sure. We're in the final playtesting. We're almost ready to submit files. So they made their last tweaks after we did all of our blind playtesting. So this takes time. So people are like, what's going on?
Yeah.
It's a boring stretch, right? Because
sure.
we send out these prototypes to blind playtesters to make sure our rules are right, that all the icons make sense. It's something that personally I didn't do early on. And then as I learned more about publishing games, you figure out how important and vital that step is, because you're too intimately involved with something when you run a demo for someone.
Right.
Right? Because you're explaining things that they would normally have to just figure out on their own.
Yeah.
And so that, when you send it out to say 5 to 10 groups for blind playtesting, then you have to take that information back. You have to assess it. What do we need to adjust? So, as I know everyone's really excited for the game.
You're right.
But we want to deliver the best experience, not just the best product, but the best experience. And so this is just kind of part of the time that it takes.
Completely understand. Yeah, it's so being kind of a little micro developer myself, it just is always important because you end up kind of getting into this blinder view of being like, okay, this is how it should work, and you kind of get into this rhythm, but then other people have different ways of looking at it that you'd never expect, which causes just this like glass shattering moment of like, oh, now I have to go back and reassess this, and then testing it all over again. So we want to be able to see Tidal Reefs cook in the oven for as long as it needs to be, right?
I'm excited. Like I said, we're really, really close to turning in files, and then we're looking at the October, November is when this should land and ship. So and I've always been late on all of my projects because of what I just said, and and trying to be too aggressive on when I can deliver. And this should be our first project. Fingers crossed. This should be right around on time. So.
Good luck. I really hope this is something, again, let the thing cook. Again, I think we're going to be all happy with the end product as we see it. A couple other things before we get into a really big game that I really wanted to talk about. You have a couple other games here on demo. The Walking Dead, Something to Fear card game. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I don't think a lot of people know, but Skybound Games, and Skybound is owned by Robert Kirkman.
Right.
So this Walking Dead game is not a license. It's ours. We are The Walking Dead.
Nice.
So you didn't know either, right?
No, I didn't know idea.
So Robert Kirkman, the creator of The Walking Dead, right?
Yep.
So this is based off the comic. We don't own the show. That's AMC. So, but anyway.
Sure.
So this is our game, and it's our kind of our nod to that fan base.
Yeah.
That's big Walking Dead fans. That we want them to fall in love with board games like we do, right? So the design challenge of that was make a game that you can explain in 30 to 60 seconds that people could learn how to play and start playing.
Yeah.
But also has enough teeth that us gamers would enjoy playing it.
Yeah.
So think of it as a kind of almost like a pared down Grizzled.
Oh,
so if you like
sure.
Grizzled, it's like a co-opetition. Damage is coming through. We could either all die. If the group takes too much damage, we all die, nobody wins.
Yeah.
Or we survive, and then it's who did the best set collection and scored the most points.
Awesome. Yeah, a comparison to the Grizzled always has me intrigued. I love the Grizzled.
Yeah, it was a fun game design challenge too, to like take it, pare it down, make it streamlined, and then make it really thematic to the characters. So I think we got, and it was Derek and Lizzie Funkhauser were the designers of that. So.
Yeah, Derek and Lizzie, Board Game Spotlight on Facebook.
Yep.
Yeah, they do some great work too. Got a lot of great coverage. One other things too, you have also some small box games, Red Flag, Super Fight, and Pitch Storm. Also take their unique like vision and view of what a party game can be. I personally bought Red Flags a little while ago and played it.
Yep.
Still a hilarious time in being able to be like, what is your red flag? And then if someone's red flag, I don't know, it just devolves into just
you learn a lot about your friends.
Too much about your friends.
You're
maybe,
really
right?
gonna pick that over that? Like, come on.
Anyways, no, those are some great card games to bring up to a cabin.
And we've got another party game that's actually, we just announced the partnership, and we haven't really talked about it a lot yet.
Okay.
Because it's a little bit of a secret. So this might be like breaking news.
Breaking news. Lay it on me if you can share anything.
I'll do sound effects.
No, that's perfect.
We announced a partnership with Cyanide and Happiness.
Oh, awesome.
Joking Hazard.
Yeah.
And we're going to be making a game called Trial by Trolley with them.
Ooh, nice.
And if you're familiar with the Good Place TV show,
yes,
or the Trolley Dilemma, it's a party game based on the Trolley Dilemma.
No kidding.
It is so much fun. It's so dumb and great. But what I love about it, and this is a layer that we added in, is there's these modifier cards. And so one of the things I think, like, Cards Against Humanity or whatever has, is that once you've kind of went through the offensive joke once, you laugh, but it loses its luster.
It does. It absolutely does.
So what happens in Trial by Trolley is you're laying down these tracks. Somebody's the conductor, and they've got to choose which track they're going to send it down.
Right.
Teams are working together like, we've got Mother Teresa. There's no way you can take her out. Then the other team's like, we've got 9 babies in a kiddie pool. There's no way that you could take it down this track. And then we take turns sabotaging each other's track. So I'm like, yeah, but Mother Teresa over there, she's got Nickelback with her. So, like, do the world a favor. Do the world a favor, right?
Gee, that is... thinking about it now, how much you can turn that into a game is absolutely fantastic.
So here's the part I was talking about. So modifier cards have a little bit of text and an arrow.
Yep.
And you have full agency to apply that any way you want to the art, to the, like, it really opens up to, like, I've got some meaningful choice here. I can make a good thing better.
Yeah.
I can make a bad thing better. I can make a bad thing way worse.
Yeah.
And people just, you're really working the table, but you're like, you know what? Nickelback, though, they saved your life when you were 4, and you owe them a huge favor. So there's a lot of ways to make it a lot of fun.
So if you could just send over that to St. Paul, Minnesota, we'll be sure to be able to spread the love.
And then really think about that in the Cyanide and Happiness skinned world with those stick figures and their butt jokes. It's hilarious. It's
amazing.
best.
We are totally looking forward to that. Whenever expect the retweets when it's announced.
Sure.
Okay, we're getting along, but you know what? The last big game I want to be able to talk about that you can drop some info, Wonderlands War.
Yep.
The Alice in Wonderland inspired war game where you take control of armies in like a 2-phase board game.
Sure.
We spoke with Ian Moss about it, one of the developers, and we heard some great first details. It's been, like I said, cooking alongside with Tidal Reef. Where is it at? Tell us some information.
Sure. So we're probably looking at a late fall Kickstarter for this. We really hit like a perfect spot in the game design. It was a struggle going back and forth trying. Sometimes game designs come together perfectly, and sometimes like you just have a hard time getting it over the hump. And this is one that it took us a bit to get over the hump, but now like we really like pushed through. And it's imagine if Blood Rage and Quacks of Quedlinburg had a baby.
I'm shaking my head yes, because I love both games.
It's bag building, it's area control. There's very whimsical battles because it is Wonderland.
Yep.
And then layer on who I think is one of the most talented artists that we don't talk about enough in the industry. Does Manny Tremblay.
Manny Tremblay.
His art style was made for Alice in Wonderland.
That teaser poster when it was announced is just stunning. It looks great.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited because just the thing that is just so exciting is like everybody starts with their asymmetric character, right? So you've got your own personal build out, almost tech tree style, right? So I've got the Mad Hatter, he's got all his cool abilities.
Yep.
But then you're drafting these Wonderland War characters. And
right.
Some of them have minis that go out onto the map. Some have chips that give you special powers, and you put them in your bag.
Yep.
And then you've got a whole market of really cool stuff, and you get to decide how you want to build out your path.
Amazing.
So it's even got a little engine building there because you're like, I'm really setting myself up in a unique way every time you play.
That's amazing.
So
glad to hear some upcoming news, late fall Kickstarter, right?
That's right.
Excellent. So where can any one of our listeners, if they wanted to find more information about Grimm Masquerade, Tidal Reef, where can they go on the internets to find you guys?
The easiest thing is to just follow me at Druid City Games. I'm pretty much on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
And if you follow me there, unfortunately, I'm very sorry, I will spam you because I am pretty active out there in that world.
I can confirm. James, this has been a great Origins. Great talking with you. Thank you so very much.
Thanks, Ryan.